On today's video I will show you how to replace your camshaft position magnets on your 2-liter TFSI engine as well as the seal needed over here. So we will speak first about why you should do that job. So first of all are oil leaks, and this is not the only reason you should do that. There is a lot more to it, like rough idle, a lot of timing codes in the engine, which can save you a ton of money for this inexpensive repair you can do. And I will show you a list of issues you could have potentially connected with those two camshaft adjusters right on the screen right now, so you can check whether you have some of those. In my case, this is more of a preventative maintenance because those camshafts, although they work pretty fine, I have no codes, no issues related to them, but as you can see, they leak oil pretty badly, not only from the bottom but as well from the electrical connection itself. So the seal that is inside over here basically fails and the oil gets into the electrical system, which is never a good thing. What you need for this job is of course the camshaft adjuster themselves, so I will link down in the description the original part number, and as well I will show you the best solution with exactly this brand, which makes actually the original parts for Audi. So you can see a original part number here, but there is no Audi logo, and this is the only difference. So I will show you as well a mechanical way to check whether your camshaft adjusters or valve solenoids, whatever you call them, are good. What you need is a small ratchet, T30, T27 in case of my car, to remove the air shroud over here. As well, new gaskets, and those gaskets part number I will link down in the description below. A 90-degree small pick tool will be handy as well. So here I'm working on a 2017 Audi A4 B9, which has a longitudinal engine. This makes it very easy to work on this car, on those solenoids, on the cars like the Golf R, for example. When the engine is sitting like this, it's much tighter space. So still, this is a very easy job to do. And in my case, I will just remove the engine cover to make myself some space to work. Then I would like to remove this part. To do that, you have to go on this part, pull it upwards, pull this engine latch upwards, just lift this up, like so, pull it towards you. Now we can access the two bolts that will release this part. And here we have two T25 bolts that I will just simply undo to remove the air shroud. Just like so, I can take it off, and this will be a good moment to take off the electronics, like so. And this would be a good moment to clean this area you are working on with a little bit of brake cleaner. And we can start removing the three T30 bolts. Now, after removing the bolts, I will use some plastic tool to get them a little bit loose from the engine and not damage any parts, because under the outside here is also a rubber seal. Just like so, I removed the first one. Just repeat the process for the second part. Now I can go ahead and remove the oiled O-rings Even though we will replace those, make sure not to damage them, because who knows, maybe you ordered the wrong one or something happened, so you might need to replace or reuse the old ones. And this will be a good moment to prep the surface for the new parts. So again, let's hit it with some brake cleaner. And very important, make sure you clean the connectors. My car wasn't as dirty here because I cleaned it like a few months ago. I will show you some pictures of it actually looking very nasty before that. Let's do some final touches. Clean the areas of connection. If you had any issues with the threads, it would be a good idea to clean those as well. However best you can do that. And another good step would be to clean those bolts, those threads nicely with some sort of wire brush so that you don't trip your connections. So now with everything stripped, I can show you how to make sure that your new part is actually good. This is the sound it should make. And let's test my old ones. They do the same sound pretty much, but there's oil inside them. This is why they don't move as freely, but still that they are not stuck in one place. So these were mechanically good, but they were just leaking oil all over the place. So here are the seals, the new seals you need for this job. This is the part number. Again, I will include it in the description down below. And here are the new camshaft adjusters. And again, if I find a link to those, I will include the link down the description below. If not, I will just include the part number. If we take a closer look, we can see that they went with a different design. This one is much heavier than the replacement part, and now the plastic actually seals against the seal, which probably will result in a worse oil leaks over a shorter period of time, but who knows, maybe they improved it some other way around. So this was just a quick comparison of a 2015 part and a 2026 part. Now for the new O-rings, I will just wrap them nicely in a fresh engine oil, as well as the part where this new thing connects to the motor itself. And we can start and put the new oil rings inside the motor. Just like so, fits perfectly. The second one, as good as new. And I can start assembling the new camshaft adjuster. Just make sure that the O-ring sits nicely and it doesn't move under the pressure. This was very satisfying. There's one more thing I would like to talk about. So you can see this gasket right here might be an issue after this replacement I'm showing you today. If you still get the oil leaks, this might be the issue. Why? But this gasket is a part of the whole plastic timing chain cover. So unfortunately, to replace that, you would need to replace the whole plastic thing as well as a gasket that sits between the engine. So this is something to think about. And usually this is done, what should be done, while replacing your timing chain on the car. Let's put the second one in, line up the holes, give it a little twist, jumps right in, like so, hand tight the bolts, make sure they go in smoothly, if not you will need to clean the threads. Now we torque them to 9 Newton-meters. Reconnect the plugs and you are all set. Reassemble everything, test it, job done.